for quick and easy banking on your mobile, like checking your balance or transferring money. Use our mobile banking services today. To find out more, visit us online at ecobank.com. Move on up with EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Hello again, good afternoon, time for business. So Barclays Africa says it is still interested in establishing an offshore banking facility in Ghana. This was after the then Kufuor administration moved to establish an international financial services center in the country. Barclays was forced to shut the facility after the NDC administration moved to close the center over fears the country could become a haven for money laundering. Chief Executive of Barclays in charge of other regions in Africa, Peter McClare, tells the bank now wants to focus on finalizing the sell down of Barclays UK before looking at this option.
So my short response to that is it's certainly one of the strategies we're evaluating and looking at right now, and I'm sure over the next short to medium term you'll see us executing against one or two new things. We haven't firmed up on that yet, but certainly we recognize it as an important issue. It's been raised by the Ghanaian Central Bank with us in the past, and we've committed to continue to look at that. I think we do need to get through this transition though first. You know, with PLC exiting, PLC exiting, settling down, the shareholders, etc., etc. But quite clearly, whether in Ghana or in other markets, it's a very important consideration for us that we keep at the forefront of what we do. It's not in the background.
Now, Minister for Works and Housing Samuel Atachian has assured government will collaborate with the recently launched Construction Bank and some other commercial banks to help raise funds for construction of sea defense walls around coastal communities in the country. About 1,000 residents over the weekend were displaced by tidal waves in some parts of the Volta and Central regions. The Works and Housing Minister said government needs financial institutions to finance all the sea defense projects in the country.
Given the challenges for the past 8 years, we'll be able to meet the infrastructure needs of this country. On the contrary, a bank of this nature will be able to help in solving infrastructure problems by having good assurances from the government, and then in tandem, the investors will be able to come and wipe out the infrastructure deficit. Because if you look at the huge capital outlay connected to infrastructure, I'm telling you that given the state of our economy currently, there's no way we'll be able to clear the deficit. Roads, electricity, whatever I want to talk about, which has a huge capital outlay. I don't think the government is having enough money to absorb all these expenditures.
Now let's come to the issue of sea defense walls. I mean, we have some projects that are already been undertaken by Amandi Holdings. Is government going to collaborate with Construction Bank to look out for others that are still not, touched, to make sure that they are being...
There are several of them that have not been touched. It's all got into do cash flow problems. So therefore, can we say that the government will have a good synergy with this bank and say that, look, we are being threatened by the sea. Let's get some more people to come and do the sea defense, and then they'll be paid. That is where we should go. But in all these things, we should bear in mind that there is an extent that you can't commit the government. In terms of the IMF strictures, these are some of the matters which become imperative, that if the bank will give concessionary lending arrangements, then we can do good business.
But when the need arises, won't you go for the IMF to review some of their constraints?
Well, it is something in the pipeline, but I don't want to discuss these matters now. But for sure, the Akufo-Addo government is on the verge of ensuring that anything which will lower the standards of Ghana will be removed.
That's all in business for now. I'll come your way again with more business stories shortly on the marketplace. My name is Emmanuel Apuaji. Have a good afternoon.